Adam has had a great spring. He is a big, obviously you can see that, big receiver that physical, great hands, and kind of like I said in the beginning, when I think of Adam Randall, I think of grit. I think of a guy that's working his butt off, and he's probably like, I can't believe I'm getting this many reps, Like, he is working his tail off. A lot to clean up technically, but he is doing a great job of, again, retaining it, and then having that big body. I mean, he's got to be 222 pounds right now, and he moves. And so he's been really special this first half of spring.
Seems like Phil Maffa has taken this opportunity with the ones and literally run with it.
No question about it. I'm very pleased with Phil. Phil, we challenged him, when we started spring that, hey, you can take a big workload, but it's such a great opportunity for him to get a ton of reps with that first group. And I'm telling you right now, that kid has been incredible. And I know CJ would think the same thing, but I got no reservations about him in the game at any time. That kid is explosive, he's big, he's physical, he's smart, he understands the offense, he'll protect, he can catch the ball in the backfield. And so he's done a very, very good job. And he's such a quiet kid that just goes and works. He just goes and works, and he's just a pleasure to coach.
We know that DJ's the guy, but is Cade pushing him? Is it a battle yet or not yet?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a battle yet, but of course he's pushing. I mean, I think all four of the quarterbacks that are taking reps are pushing each other. And that's what I talked to all four of them about at the beginning of the spring is just, man, we're here to get each other better. There's no automatic starter. That's not how it works. That's not what our program is about. Our program is about earning it. And what's happened in the past, you got to re-earn. And so that's a big philosophy of our program. And I'll tell you what, first off, DJ has done an incredible job between the bowl game and spring ball in getting his body right, getting his mind right, and going to work. And I'm really, really proud of him for doing that. And I wouldn't expect anything different, No excuse guy at all, and he just goes to work. And of course, by Cade getting here, another, high-profile guy, I mean that's gonna make sure that that's gonna push you. And Cade's done a great job of that. He's handled that situation very, very well. And Billy and Hunter have done a great job of pushing each other and helping these other guys learn, the young guys learn, helping Cade get through a lot of stuff as far as mentally. And so these guys are working really hard together, so we're really excited about all four of them.
DJ mentioned that you worked with him in the off season. What are some of the things you guys worked on?
Yeah, well, we've talked a lot. Yeah, we've talked a lot, man. We've had a lot of discussions just about things to improve on, starting with the footwork. All right, starting with footwork and making full speed decisions. All right, those are two things that are very, very critical at the quarterback position. And everything starts with that footwork, and the timing comes from your footwork. And so he's done a great job on his own of working his footwork, and we've had great communication about what he likes and feels more comfortable with. And heck, he's played a lot of football. I mean, he's played a lot of football. So I think for me, I've been able to listen to him, hear him out on how he wants to do a few things footwork-wise that maybe he can be comfortable with or more comfortable with as long as it fits the offense and the timing of what we're trying to accomplish. So we've had some great conversations about that, and he's gotten in the film room a lot more and has really trained hard. And so just excited about his learning and him being able to respond and challenged in how he's responded to that.
What specific things, Brandon, with the football this season sort of worked on, and do you think that was a major contributor to some of the inaccuracies that he had at times last year?
Yeah, good question. I think the inaccuracies come from a lot of things. I think, it's obviously glaring when you play the quarterback position and it all goes on the quarterback, but there's definitely plenty of times where maybe a route depth wasn't right, or maybe they ran the wrong route, or maybe it was a guy right in his face. So there's a lot of things, and I know you guys know that, but there was way more that got thrown on DJ than he deserved, to be honest with you. And so he's just continued to work at it. But yes, whenever we got pressure situations, being able to maintain his footwork, balance. The big thing for him is balance. And when he's balanced in the pocket, when his feet are set and he can be balanced, he's as accurate as I've seen. There's no question about it. Whenever he gets off balance, he still has the arm talent to make throws, but that percentage goes down on his accuracy. And so that's the big challenge for him is, man, be able to, feel the rush and the timing of getting rid of the ball, but also maintaining that balance with his footwork, be able to stay in there, not fading away unless he absolutely has to. So I think those are some things that he's really kind of put on the forefront of for his improvement.
This offensive line, when I look at them, they look physically better maybe than any offensive line here, maybe since 2016. But do you see improvement? Do you think they have a chance to be better? And am I right or wrong on that?
Yeah, no, I think you're right on. I mean, I think, we got all the talent. We got all the talent that we need as far as offensive line. There is no question. We got guys that have not played as much, that have grown a lot in this last couple months, whether it was since the bowl game to get ready for spring ball or just through the 9 practices of spring, there has been a ton of improvement. Coach Alston has done a great job with communicating to these guys and making sure, that they're communicating amongst each other. And that's where it starts, is the communication piece with their offensive line. But as far as how physical these guys are, man, I couldn't ask for a better group as far as grit, nastiness, pushing through some injury and hurting and things like that. I mean, I'm just proud of where they are. Plenty to work on. You've heard that before with coaches. I mean, plenty to work on, but I am pleased, and we got talent, and so we're excited about the future for sure.
How did Will do at center today in the scrimmage? Any bad snaps there?
It's hard to tell. Was there a bad snap? There might have been one down there on the goal line, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember if DJ could have caught that one or not. But speaking of Will, oh my goodness, just thinking about playing center and the how dependable you need to be. And so we obviously made the move because Will Putnam is a dependable guy. He is a smart, tough, really good football player. So we felt like by moving him to center, he's going to be a great answer for us there. And he has done really, really well these first 9 practices. And very minimal, bad snaps. I mean, he's had some, which is of course understood, but he is another guy that's got so much grit and want to that he's continuing to get better and better and better. So hard to say exactly how he did today until I watched the film, but I felt like for the majority of the time he was pretty sharp with his snaps.
Anybody starting to separate at those guard spots?
Marcus Tate is just doing a great job. Marcus Tate got thrown into the fire last year. He has all the talent in the world. He could play guard, he could play tackle. And that's been the beauty of our offensive line in the past, is that we've got guys that can play multiple positions. So we're able to, move them around a little bit and fill in holes when we need to. So I really, really believe that Marcus is doing a great job. He's taking another step. You can see the maturity. You can see the understanding of the big picture, of being in the right spot. He was exposed a little bit last year because he was thinking a lot. As a freshman, that's what happens. But man, he's a big kid that can move, and he's a smart kid. And he's just the game's starting to slow down to him, which is fun to see. Brian Tucker's been improving every day out here. There's no doubt about it. Brian Tucker has done a great job. He's a big body that has improved daily. John Williams has done a great job. I'm missing a couple guys, but these guys have. You got no choice but to get better when you have spring practice. And, we had Mitchell Mays that was started off pretty strong and then had a little bit of an injury that he was out for the last couple of days, and so had other guys that had to fill in. And but guys have stepped up and done a good job.
I think Coach Sweeney said the other day Tristan Lee was one of the most improved players on the team.
I'm telling you right now, there's no question he is. Playing tackle, has done an awesome job, and he works his tail off to get better. He came in here as a young kid and was a little overwhelmed, coming in as is he a 5-star? I don't even know, 4 or 5-star guy. Talented, supposed to be coming in here and playing right away. Well, he wasn't ready. He was not ready. I'm sure Coach Sweeney said the same thing, but just he really wasn't ready. And that's okay, as long as you recognize that. And he recognized it. He knew he had to get better, and he worked his butt off this during the season, and he's gotten stronger. He bends better. He's gotten a lot more confident in the plays, and so very, very pleased with his progress. Now he's just got to keep it going, because he's going to be able to help us.
Sadler and Miller, are they more ready, I guess? Just mentioning Lee as the reference point. Are they more advanced at this stage
Then who?
than Lee was when he first got?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. They both have done a good job of retaining it. Again, when you come in as a freshman, like I was talking about Cade, you come in as a freshman, and oh my gosh, you're like trying to figure it all out. And I've told these guys a million times in front of the whole offense, these offensive linemen got the toughest job on the field because there's so much that goes on in front of them, and there's 5 guys trying to work together. And so that's hard. And so now to learn all the calls, to learn all the plays, and everything. So I'm very pleased with those guys. Super talented, both of them. And both of them very physical players. So, man, I'm telling you, the sky's the limit for these guys. They're want-to guys. They're wanting to work every day after practice, getting extra, things like that. So they're going to be able to help us. There's no doubt.
You mentioned tempo. Are y'all practicing that way? Is there an adjustment to going faster?
One thing we're doing is just putting a play clock out on the practice field. And so just kind of recording on how fast we can snap the ball. And again, when I say tempo, we just need to have a tempo to get lined up. If we can get lined up, that's going to force the defense to get lined up. And then we can dictate whether we want to snap it fast or if we want to be able to, hold their water a little bit, get into a great play, and make it a downhill play for us. So we have definitely stressed that. We got periods in practice where we're doing a tempo period, which is on air. Y'all might have been here for some of those, but just going up and down the field and making them think fast, but especially getting lined up. If we can get lined up faster, I really believe with the tempo, you can create rhythm. And I think that's so important in an offense is creating rhythm. And that way, they're so used to going fast. Usually in the game, it slows down for them, and it allows them to play fast.
How soon after the previous play ends do you want your guys lined up?
Yeah, a good question. It's really based on how fast I can make the call. It starts with me, but we want to get them lined up with, between 30 and 35 seconds on the clock, and then try to snap it above 20, and just try to. It's not going to always be that case because we might have a cadence where we want to really, try to catch the defense off guard, and like I said, might have some checks that our quarterback's got to handle. That that play clock's going to get under 20. That's fine. Certain situations, maybe on third down or, whatever. We got to get in a good play. So I do want the pre-snap intensity to get lined up, and then be able to execute, at a little bit better tempo.
How different is that than the tempo you're running under Tony?
Yeah, I think we've always had the mindset of being a no-huddle offense. And sometimes when you're a no-huddle offense, people think that you're going fast all the time. And we weren't fast all the time, which is fine because we did we have been unbelievable around here as far as tackles for loss and not giving up tackles for loss. And that's because we put ourselves in good situations and we've been able to communicate up front, and we've all been on the same page. And that's what I learned from Tony. Unbelievable as far as how he's been able to, he was very clear on that. I just want that same type of results, but just everything moving a little bit faster. Just a more intensity about getting lined up.
Looks like Brings still out with the hip pointer. How did that affect the scrimmage today with he and Allen out? And Luke Price, we know he can block, but how viable is he as a pass catching talent?
Oh, Jake is special talent now. He is special, and I hate it for him because he was off to a really good start in the spring. I can't remember which practice it was, 3 or 4, and got that little injury, and hopefully he'll be back after the spring break. But he's a big threat, not just in the passing game, but he's a physical kid. He is a really, really physical kid. That's what I've been most impressed about with him because, just assuming he's going to come in here and just be a route guy. But this kid did a great job of being physical. And so, obviously, he's got tons to learn, still young, and hopefully he can push through this injury and get back and get some more reps, because that's what they all need. You know, they all need those reps, especially these young guys.
We had Allen and Sage also out. How was the scrimmage today with Luke Rice?
Yeah. Oh, Luke has been a warrior. And I actually gave them praise at the end right there. I don't know if y'all heard me, but just we've had 3 guys at tight end, all right, for most of these practices. And as you guys can tell, we're moving fast. There is a lot of guys flying around. And we do 2 7-on-7s. And, heck, one guy's going the whole time, so it's a lot of work.